Hey, everybody, it's your GM, Isaac Allen Burns, here on a not so great mic editing this podcast. Just wanted to let y'all know that the DodoBorne crew is going to Gen Con this year, 2025, end of July into August. We'll be there. I'll be running a couple tables, and if you come to those, you might be able to play with either Joe, Rowan, or Annie, and even myself. So keep a lookout for that. See you at Gen Con. Okay, on with the episode. Yeah, whenever you're ready. We can record whenever you want, Joe.
We are recording.
Oh, hit that, play it again, Sam. Oh, shit.
If you're a dodo, maybe you don't know. Maybe you have wings that don't do a thing. Maybe there's something to all that is nothing. No looking back, go the way of the dodo. But if we can be great, extinction could be safe. Adventure and romance, mystery and nonsense. Some fear and some hope, fooling us all goes. So maybe we all know the way of the dodo.
We need to get back to business.
Right.
What is going on with the staff? And what about Scarlett's great-grandfather?
Okay. So I went down there, and he was chained up with cold chains onto the ground, looking emaciated, bloodied. He looked like a skeleton, but with like skin still on him. Like
Right,
he hadn't
right.
eaten like in a long time.
Okay.
He had like mucus and blood caked all over him. Like the staff was literally
So
like.
why didn't you help him?
I tried. He wouldn't let me near me. He wanted me to either kill him or be his replacement. I tried to talk to him about Scarlet. I tried to feed him, and it turned to ash in his mouth. And then as soon as I started trying to talk to him, he started screaming. I knew something was going to happen, so I tried to help him more.
So
and he
why was the
threw
staff
me.
down there?
I don't know.
I don't think we have the answer to that yet.
He said that this was keeping the town prosperous. I think the staff is what they've been using to give us good, soil and prosperous farms and apples and turnips.
We took whoa. And we took it out? Crank, we were...
I don't know. It's a theory.
Why would... If that thing is controlling the apples and the trees and the making our town prosperous, Crank, we need those recommendations. What about Polaris?
It literally was draining the life of 1,000-year-old.
Yeah, I don't think it's a
God.
good thing that this was down there. I think we should take it back to where it belongs.
I think it was draining his life.
What I wanted was that recommendation.
When I hold this staff, do I feel anything from it? Do I feel like it's draining my life force?
There is a small warmth that comes from this staff, Crank, and holding it feels no different than holding any other staff. But you notice that as you look at it and when your thoughts go to it, they linger.
Is there enough of my cape to just wrap it around the staff and make it look kind of mundane?
I think your cape is pretty long and frayed. So it wouldn't be perfect, but you can definitely wrap it around and kind of cover it mostly. Someone would have to be looking for it to notice it, I think.
I'll wrap it around and try to make it look as normal as possible. And
Nice.
I'll just keep it with me.
Crank wraps a cloth around it, and as Crank is holding it, Crank's there's a feeling that bubbles up inside of Crank of kind of sadness that Crank isn't able to just touch the staff directly.
You all right?
Yes, I'm protecting the staff.
Yeah.
I'll keep it with me, and if anyone tries to take it, I will punch them.
I think I think this is really bad, Kapi. I don't know what to do with it. Uh, if this has been, I don't know if it's if they would just require more sacrifices. Like, what if instead of he, what if instead of him they asked for somebody else?
Now,
Like,
what
what
if
if-
Scarlet had to be his replacement?
But she wasn't. That
How do you know? We don't know who his replacement was. How would you feel if Scarlet was chained down there with this thing and was just wasting away for
For thousands
centuries?
of
I would
years.
never let that happen.
So you would let it to happen to someone else?
He wanted to be. I I don't. Pistachio looks away and goes, I don't know if I trust the gnome guy, but I don't know what to do. And Kapi, you've been through so many more than these. Like, I'm scared. What should we do?
Yeah. Yes. Having been through more.
What I'm worried about is you said that there was a lot of people trying to mess up the Apple Festival, including our guy, that Ash. Like, what if Ash found this, right? It might be better in our hands right now.
No, you're right. And Cappy is definitely starting to think about how to not let this mess up his recommendation.
Mhm.
So he is a little conflicted because while it feels like maybe a much bigger issue,
Mm.
he's being very selfish. Yeah. Pistachio, you know what? I like your initiative. Our job is to protect this and keep it somewhere within the vicinity of the town. If the town is being powered by this, maybe this is what's in danger. And we have to protect the town through the Apple Festival. Right, Crank?
Right.
Right.
Protecting the staff is protecting the town.
Exactly.
Right.
Okay. So we're decided.
We protect the staff.
Ugh. Where are we going?
Where do you go?
Guess for
So our options are the Adventurers Guild,
Mhm.
Timothy's basement.
Timothy's Basement.
I don't know if we need to have this around other people. And I'm like trying to hide the staff with my cloak if I can.
I've got one idea. There was a place when I was younger and I couldn't do field work that I would go hide out at home. I don't think anybody else knows about it. We could go there.
Well, let's go there.
Okay. I'll lead the way. Thank you, Craig. Thank you for protecting me.
I'll always protect you. You're my friend.
You're my best friend, too.
Very good. The three of you walk out of town towards a secret place that only Pistachio knows, allegedly. Pistachio, where do you go? Describe.
So, because the Droop family farm is on the edge of town, there is like a small portion of it that there exists like a shed that they basically keep like the extra tools when they're on that part of the farm in case something ever happens, like their hose or like whatever breaks and they can't get back to the
Hate
other
when my hose
side.
break.
Yeah, when your hose and shovels and all those things break, it's like the extra like part in the back of their farm, where like all the extra equipment is, just so they don't have to lug it all the
Keep
way
your
back.
hose in line.
Exactly. Out of that, like
Gotta
on the
wind them up when
side,
you're done with them at night.
there's
That's
like
right.
out of that, like on the side, there's like a little tiny like thing
Protect
where
your
like
hose. I'm done.
Cappy's just saying this under his breath
Yeah.
as he's walking because he's kind of uncomfortable.
Pistachio, basically there was like a piece of wood that had fallen on the ground next to it, and then there's a little like tiny like if you lift it up, there's a little tiny like underground piece where like the seeds might have been kept for storage. And as Pistachio lifts up that piece, it says like Pistachio secret hideout, no one allowed, and then an angry little like cartoon face. And they lift it up and they like go in and you see like there's a little bit of like there's blankets and pillows and like little stuffed animals all around. And
Does Crank fit in here?
yes, it's like a wine cellar, but but fitted for like a little pistachio.
It's cozy in here.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time in here. Took me a lot of time lugging pillows back and forth.
All right, it's late. Let's get some sleep. We have 1 day till the Apple Festival. We need to prepare defenses.
Uh-huh.
The mayor has entrusted us in protecting this festival
Uh-huh.
for everybody here,
Uh-huh.
for Scarlet,
Mhm.
for your mom,
Mhm.
for your family.
Yeah, all of my
Probably.
family. Yeah.
And for our recommendations. Polaris?
Yes.
Polaris?
that is the goal.
Polaris.
We're going to Polaris. All we have to do is make sure this Apple Festival is smooth and Cyrus can suck it.
Okay. Suck what, Kapi?
Go to sleep, Pistachio. Shh.
I don't. Okay.
Power down, Crank.
Will you keep watch, Kapi?
What? We're in the hole.
It's true.
I'll keep watch.
And to bed, 2 of you go, as one of you keeps watch.
Yeah, when they're asleep, I'm gonna like unravel the cloth for a second, just in one section. I'm gonna slip my hand in there, and I'm gonna open up my little locker, and I'm gonna pull out the continually rotting turnip, and I'm gonna say, "Can you hear me now?"
Crank, there is, as you do this, your hand that's holding the staff. There's a pulse there. You feel it's one of those things where you can feel something kind of like maybe a twitch or something coming in your arm, where you can either like lean into it or you can resist it. Crank, do you lean into this feeling?
Yes.
Crank, you lean in, and this like euphoric feeling travels through you as you see the turnip in your hand start to sort of almost like inflate back to its healthy color and size. You see the bite that was taken inside of it kind of closes up, and it's a full turnip. And you hear a response. Who's there? Is someone talking to me, a turnip? I'm just a little turnip. Are you
Hi,
gonna,
my name is Crank. What's your name?
Hi, Crank. I don't know. I'm a turnip.
I'm gonna name you Timmy. Timmy the turnip.
Oh, my name's Timmy now. You've named me. That gives me importance now because I have a name.
Okay, well,
What are you going to do with me, Crank?
Why is that sexual?
Turnips are just they're an aphrodisiac. If you don't know that,
Crank is like freaking out right now, and I think like one of them like shuffles in their sleep, and Crank. Well, we can continue this conversation later. And I just stuff the turnip back in, and I wrap the staff back up, and I just sit there freaking out because I think I just did magic.
You stuff the turnip in there and you hear it kind of like, oh, and then you close the door as it's shoved into your chest. And you you stand there, you feel the turnip. It's a little heavier now because it is not rotting anymore. It's now fully back to a full turnip. And that lingering feeling of euphoria kind of fades as time goes on, and you feel the staff, and the staff feels good. Kapi and Pistachio, as you go to sleep, I would like the 2 of you to roll. Here's what we'll do. Here's what we're going to do. I'm the GM. Hey, it's me, Isaac Allen Burns, the GM. Sometimes you have a thought in mind, and maybe the skills don't exactly follow it. So you kind of just go outside the box for a second. What I'm going to do, when I ask the 2 of you, Pistachio and Kapi, I would like you to choose one of your mental traits. You can choose any of them. You can choose the highest. You can choose the lowest. You're going to roll a check for this. The DC for this, I'm going to set at a 13. And tell me which you chose to roll. If you fail, something will happen that will be relative to the stat you choose. Okay. What's your choice between?
Is this just like a bad dream?
I'm not going to tell you what
I'm
it is.
going to roll.
Okay.
Selfishly, I'm going to roll presence because it's a +1.
Nice. Okay. Go ahead and roll presence. And what are you rolling, Pistachio?
So I think my thought is if it's got anything to do with like a mental stat, Pistachio's not doing well mentally right now, so I think Pistachio is also going to roll presence because that's the lowest stat. And
Nice.
that's what I'm going to do. Oh no. Oh god, I crit.
Oh, what do we get? So what do we get? Well, you crit. So
What's the crit?
Crit was 11s.
Whoa.
Whoa. I got
So
a
big.
16 with fear.
16 with fear.
So I beat
Ooh.
it.
You do beat it. Pistachio, I think what's happening in this moment, the staff is reaching out to the two of you. Pistachio, I think that the trauma of today, of what Pistachio has seen, is just sort of overrunning any other sort of mental stimuli that could be coming from external sources.
Yeah.
And Kapi, you rolled a 16 with fear, right?
Yes.
So you beat it. You beat the DC, which to me says that any attempts that the staff is making to try and ensorcel you at all is stymied by the very willpower inside of you and the desire for that recommendation so bad that there is nothing this thing could do to set you off that course. However, because you rolled with fear, you still do have a bad dream. Kapi, you weren't down there. You have no idea what was down there. You only know the description of what the two of them said, which is someone was down there and was chained up. Kapi, I think your bad dream is just multiple iterations of that scene, except Crank's words of, what if that was Scarlet, ring true? And you just see multiple different ways of Scarlet being down there and in distress, under duress with the staff causing it.
Yeah. And every time he tries to run down the stairs, it's just like one of those like never ending staircases where he's always trying to go down and he can't get to it. And then he'll finally leap and then like Crank will catch him and push him backwards. Or like he'll try to go down the stairs and he feels Pistachio as the dodo like holding his leg so that he can't go.
That's good.
Oof.
Yeah.
That's good. And much like falling asleep at summer camp, you wake up without even realizing you'd been asleep. And the light streams through the board, and it is a new morning. Now, the three of you have woken up to this day, and this is a rather intense day, for this is the final day until the Apple Festival. The Apple Festival doesn't exactly start fully until noon. So, you'll have the morning of. But as the three of you wake up, let me ask, what do you want to do?
I think Pistachio looks over at Kapi and goes, "Okay, boss. So what are we doing to bolster defenses?"
Well, I hate to say it. We're going to need to get the peacekeepers on board. I know. Pistachio. It's just a day. It's a day. Trust me, nobody hates the peacekeepers more than Kapi.
That's true.
All
Are
right?
you talking about yourself in the third person?
Yes.
Mm.
For dramatic effect.
I was getting it. I was good. That's fine. Yeah.
We need to go get the peacekeepers. That's number one.
Okay.
Number two, we
Uh-huh.
need to make sure that the staff is protected.
I have the staff. No one's getting near it without going through me.
Yeah, I love that for you, big guy.
Crank, so I will say, you can either put some ideas out of like what to do and like work on bolstering the town, or you can go out to the woods and test out all your new powers.
Yeah,
Which one would you like to do?
I think Crank can't stop thinking about that staff.
Yeah.
So he's just gonna say, "Hey guys, I'm gonna go over there and just look at the
You're gonna keep it out.
the strategic locations on that side of town. So I'll see you guys later, and I'll let you know what I find.
Okay.
Okay.
You all right?
Of course, I want to be useful, so I'm gonna go scout out
Okay.
that side of town.
Yeah. All right.
I guess that makes sense.
As Crank leaves, I go to Pistachio. He's been weird since he lost the hat.
Yeah, I agree. I 100% agree. I think we need to get Craig that hat. Do we need to steal from a child?
Listen, I kind of think Crank has to earn the hat, right? The last one was his actual mentors. I don't know if a hat from us is gonna. All right, let's.
But we're like his best friends.
Yeah. Well, I'm your boss, but yeah.
And my best friend.
All right, so I'm going to the Peacekeepers.
You go to the Peacekeepers.
So I guess where are they? Are they at their base, or are they at the bar, or are they at the
Yeah,
restaurant?
so you would know the best place to look for the Peacekeepers is at the barracks.
Yeah. So I make my way to the barracks.
As you head over there, stepping out of the barracks is one Nephany. Stepping out by herself, you see that she's got her weapon kind of at her side, and she's walking out. She sees you and sort of smiles for a brief second, and then kind of like straightens up and just kind of nods at you and says, "Mornings, Kapi."
Morning, Nephany. Hey, what happened after we split off the other day?
It's been a little crazy. So we were there in your guild, right? And that whole thing happened.
Mhm.
And people can tune into previous episodes to find out what that was. To me, Isaac Allen Burns. Hopefully this isn't your first episode. You all left, you ran up towards the farm, and you had said it was a distraction. And sure enough, I got back to, I went back to Nathaniel, and he was laying on the ground, like clutching his leg. Sure enough, his leg was cleanly broken. I've never seen it break that clean. He claims he fell on a rock, but I think he's lying. They have not increased the patrols at all. They believed him when he said he fell on a rock. So he's sort of, he's in bed right now. This is going to make it very difficult for him to be promoted if he's breaking his leg on rocks.
Yeah.
But so
Speaking of promotion, Nephany, what do you want out of all this? What do you want out of being a peacekeeper? What do you want out of
oh wow,
life?
that's a deep question for 8:30 in the morning.
Oh fuck! I forgot how early it was.
Oh
my gosh, are you cold? He takes off his jacket.
Oh, I mean, no, it's the middle of spring, but okay.
Spring can be cold in the morning.
It is. I mean, it is chilly.
Oh, see, yeah,
she kind of blushes.
yeah,
and
just
kind
extra-
of leans into you a little bit and
Oh,
says,
yeah.
"Well, I really wanted to be a tank mechanic to work on the armored divisions, and so if I have a couple years here and things are pretty clean, I mean, this is a pretty cozy spot. It's pretty easy, pretty cushy. So as long as nothing crazy happens, then I can."
Have you ever worked on any tech before?
Oh yeah, all the time. I mean, growing up, I mean, my mom was a mechanic. She worked mostly on just mostly farm equipment. We lived in a town kind of like this outside of the capital. But once the Novosite revolution started, they started having these all kinds of different technologies. I mean, there's a Novosite powered tractor where they don't have to pull with horse mules anymore.
Wow.
It just does it on its own. They're making these like little, imagine wagons, but it drives itself. There's no horses.
Yeah.
It's basically like a tank, but it's for one person.
Wow.
Sorry,
Cappy's just picturing Crank with like wheels.
You see that she kind of gets a little embarrassed and flustered and says, "I'm sorry. I start to get going on technology. I kind of lose myself." Why did you ask that question? That's a very odd question. Why?
So where would you go to do that? You could pick anywhere in Altea.
Probably. I mean, the capital is one place. There's this big Shirtan, and that's sort of the.
Let's do it.
What?
Let's go there.
The capital?
Yeah. I'm tired of being held back here. Aren't you tired of the peacekeepers holding you back? Whether it's peacekeepers or.
Well, I mean, it's. Oh, I mean it. But it is.
Nephany, I have a proposition. I'm about to get my recommendation.
What does that mean? Is that a guild thing?
Yeah, it's a guild, and then I can travel.
Oh,
We could go to Shirtone.
yeah. Shirtan, but okay.
Shirtan, yeah, it's a regional dialect thing. It's
wow. I mean, Kapi, this is very sudden. I mean,
yeah. Well, aren't you tired of just waiting around, taking it slow?
make a presence check for me.
Christ. All right. My presence is +1. Uh, 13 with hope.
Oh my god. She kind of blushes and smiles and says, I mean, I don't know. That could be nice. I mean, I could probably, get maybe transfer. I wouldn't be able to be transferred as high up as I'd want.
kisses
but
her.
I could. Oh my god.
And then he says, I don't need to hear any more. We'll do it. Here's what we got to do, though, first. We got to make sure that this Apple Festival goes off with a hitch. We have to make sure this Apple Festival goes off without a hitch.
She's like leaning kind of into you right now after the kiss and like kind of looking at you wide eyed.
Yeah, it's going to take all of us. It's going to take the Adventurers Guild. It's going to take the Peacekeepers. It's going to take something that I don't want to say, but it's going to take us working together. We can all make sure that this event happens without a hitch. And then you and I, we can go anywhere you want.
Her eyes are like stars right now. You have a feeling that maybe you were a crush that she had and now her crush is kissing her. And she like,
My God.
she kisses you again and then kind of steps back and kind of like brushes herself off and says, this is a lot to think about. This is a lot to think about. I mean, this was,
well, we have a day and a half.
She kind of looks at you for a second as if it's like not real and says, this is a lot to think about. I mean, I barely know you and like you're really cute and handsome, but I mean,
we have all the way from here to Shirtan. What is it?
Shirtan.
We have all the way from here to Shirtan to figure it out.
Wow.
And if we get there and it doesn't work out, go our different ways. But at least we'll have done something, right?
Oh my God.
We're gonna all make the choice here that Neffany is the kind of person who would absolutely be into this. And maybe she got sent to the military because she's a little wild and this was setting her on the straight and narrow. And now that wild streak is coming out and she says, yes, let's do it. What do we need to do to leave? She like grabs you on the like collar and like pulls you in close and says, what do we need to
Kapi
do?
for a minute is like, oh, and then he remembers the plan. First thing is we need your peacekeepers to be on board. We need all hands on deck during the Apple Festival. We need them at certain posts. And we need actual collaboration between the teams. I think that maybe at the end of it, we could even do a performance review.
Oh my God.
Oh no.
It all comes full circle.
I'm shooketh. What do I have to say? What can I do? You see a shiver goes through her and she says, yes, I can make this happen. I exactly know what to do. The colonel is a drunk. I can get him drunk and I can put a plan on his desk to make him think that he did it. They won't listen to me, but they'll listen to him.
Neffany, I might actually love you.
Oh my God.
Shut up and kiss me again.
Oh my God.
And then he does.
I'm going out on patrol. I have to go by my lonesome because Nathaniel is out of commission. But I can always have a second.
Let's go.
You see that she takes her patrol around the woods. Basically, you're on the edge of town and you walk and you feel a strong energy coming out of Neffany that you didn't know existed.
Yeah.
Oh,
We cut back.
I was going to say, I don't know.
We cut
you're
back.
like, yeah.
We cut back. Crank. You're out in the woods. How do you test your magic? Go through, what does Crank do with this magic in these moments here?
Well, first I'm gonna like find a clearing. I'm gonna make sure nobody's around. I'll like turn on my black and white vision and I'll like scan my surroundings for anything that looks out of place.
Ooh. You do so and go ahead and do we're going to say an instinct roll with this. And you may definitely use Battleborn to add to it.
Battleborn. So that's a plus 4 then with Battleborn. 17 with hope.
That's really good. So you look around. You're on the northern side, a lot of forests. You are looking around and your eyes scan the usual locations and you find nothing out of place really, except you do see this little crook in a tree, kind of high up. As you look at it, you see some fresh markings around the tree, as though someone has been scrambling up and down this tree somewhat consistently. So you look at it, you look at the town, you realize it's kind of hot. It's kind of up on a hill in a more elevated portion. Just to be clear, to set the scene for everybody, the forests are on the northern side, which is where the mountains are. That's the more mountainous side. That's where elevation goes upwards. So if you're up towards the mountain, you're kind of higher than where the town would be, so you can have a good view of it. So you find what looks like a stakeout location. It does not look like anyone is there right now.
I might should actually tell them about this. And then I'll pull out the staff and I'll unwrap it and I'll put my cape back on because it makes me feel fly. And I'll just grip the staff in my hands and just like pour all of my energy into it, of just hoping that something will happen.
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh, yes.
For
Oh, yes.
the people that aren't in this room, the GM is smiling.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's not good
I
news.
don't know what you're talking about.
Uh-huh.
You feel reaching out as though the forest around you and all living beings suddenly connect to you. You feel like you can, as wind is moving through the trees, you feel the wind through the leaves. Every little surface area, feel it all moving all at once. The grass underneath your feet, you feel the pressure from you standing there. It doesn't hurt, but you can feel it. You can smell the forest like you've never smelled it before. It's rich and earthy. You feel this connection as this magic is going out. It feels really good. Through this training, I will tell you this much right now. While you are wielding this staff, your instinct score will increase by 1. Additionally, while you are wielding this staff, you can reach out to nature and reach out to the things around you and ask one question to it, which I will answer as truthfully as nature around you would answer. That is what you know for now. Now, Crank, as you're doing this, in the same way that eating too many sweets makes your stomach kind of sickly, you sort of reach out this magic. It feels good. You discover this new thing about this. You feel your senses sharpen. You feel your mind grow strong. And there's this feeling deep in your gut of like a wave of nausea that goes through you, but then ceases as the feeling, the magic dissipates for a moment and it goes away. I'll also say you can do that once a day, that effect. So you've used it for today. You can't use it today anymore, but you can use it once a day. What is the question that you wish to ask nature?
Who was here?
Nature bubbles up in your mind. Footsteps. Someone breathing. They're alive. They're moving through. Hands grip the side of a tree. Strong hands, weathered hands. It starts to climb up with ease. This feeling sits there. You feel hair brushing against the sides, fur brushing against the sides of the bark. You see flashes of red. You see 2 long metal implements. You see this creature holding something, making his eyes huge. You hear his breathing. Every so often, you hear a curse under its breath. Its heart beats very steady, very athletic build. Resting heart rate really low because so athletic. Not too strong, though, to break the trees. Very nimble as it goes down. Continues up towards the north as it leaves.
Do I get any kind of feeling about that person's intentions from nature?
You know, no roll even necessary because you are Battleborn. As you're looking at this, you know war, you know fighting. You were basically programmed for it. This is a stakeout spot. They're not staking out for anything in particular, but as you're looking, you can see clearly the town square. You can see many of the roads. This is a really good position if you want to keep eyes on the town. And this person has been doing just that.
I just stare at the town square and I say, oh no, Kapi was right. And I will quickly wrap the staff back up, put it back on my back, and just like run back into town.
Kapi, we cut back to you and Nephany. You've done your rounds. What state are you two in?
Undressed.
Naked under the jacket.
Nice. Nice.
Is she
we
wearing the dress?
did our
jacket?
rounds. That's what you
You
said.
did your rounds. That's very true. That's very real.
Wait. Question. Is she wearing the jacket?
No, like we're
I think they're
yes.
both
Yes.
under the
They're
jacket.
both
We're both
under
kind of
jacket.
just hanging out up against. We're like, it's done. So now we're
Okay.
up against the tree with the jacket.
Oh,
She's like
And
playing with your
she's
hair.
and yeah, she's smoking a cigarette.
oh wow.
And she puts it up to my Cappy's lips every now and then. And he takes a hit.
Kapi, damn.
Two furbolgs, naked as the day they were born, hanging out,
And
looking
Ash
over the town.
starts. She ashes and like almost goes on the jacket, and he like flips it away really fast. Watch the jacket. That's what okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Just lost myself for a second there in your eyes.
Oh, it's fine. I'm pretty cool about it. Anyways. But what about the plan to get him drunk and put the plans on his desk?
I mean, I'm
and-
going to put the plans on his desk. I'm going to put whatever you want me to put on his desk. You just type up the orders, what you want those 6 ne'er-do-wells to do, and I'll get it to him.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that. And, hopefully nothing happens. And if it does, hopefully they jump into action. You guys are trained, right?
Oh, yeah, they're trained. They can shoot.
Perfect. As long as we get them there and in their spots and focused, we'll be that much better off.
If it goes bad, who cares? We'll be long gone, right? You and I out to Shirtan.
Yeah, Kapi is, he's like, he's like actually oddly impressed and he's aroused and he doesn't want to be, but
He's aroused and he doesn't want to be.
he's like, I love that. You're dangerous.
She smiles coyly and says, "That's what they told me." We fade to black again. Is there any last things you want to do, or you all retire and we start the next day during the festival?
Kapi thinks that there's probably something at Cyrus's that he can use. So he is going to try to sneak into his part of the study. And I assume from growing up there, he probably has an idea, but he's going to try to steal something. I also don't know what. But I assume there's something that he has
Okay.
that would help us.
As you go in, you see that Cyrus is once again not there. You don't know where he is, but you go into his study, sure enough. And in this case, you feel like you have plenty of time. So you kind of root around and
What do I get?
I'm going to actually,
give me.
I'm going to have you do a roll though, because this would be huge. This could be interesting.
Yes.
Go ahead. We're going to say in this case, roll finesse.
Finesse, my +2 modifier.
No, wait.
Don't mind if I do.
Roll strict. Wait. Roll your dumb stat.
That's 14 with fear.
Oh, here.
My God.
On a 14. Okay, here's what I'll tell you then. So you are looking for something in Cyrus's.
Yeah.
As you are rooting around, you find that there is a picture on the wall. It's kind of like a boring picture someone has in their office. You know those like old maps that people have in their office that kind of like, look kind of weird.
Mhm.
He's got one of those. You push it aside and you see that there's a panel in the wall. And as you push it to the side, you find that inside the panel is a weapon unlike anything you've seen before.
Yes.
There is this huge halberd. The very top of it, you see that it is sort of separated where, the shaft would be connected to where the blade is. It's sort of separated there, and it looks like there's some kind of receptacle in there. And as though something should slot in there, veins of this strange metal are woven through the blade, connected to that receptacle. Almost, like be very similar to, you ever seen a motherboard, the way that the metallic lines kind of move through there?
Mhm.
It's kind of what it looks like. Something you also notice, Cappy, and on this one, I'm going to need a knowledge roll. So you see that there is a symbol on the blade. It is, it almost looks like a flag that is on fire. Go ahead and roll knowledge.
My knowledge is -1.
Uh-oh.
Oh, 9 with hope.
A 9 with hope. You have not seen this before. You do not know what this is, but you can tell that with a flag burning, because you rolled hope, I'll tell you that you bet, this is you thinking, Kapi is thinking right now. I bet if I were to ask Crank, he would probably know.
Ooh. Awesome. Yeah, he takes it.
You hear the door open downstairs.
Oh no.
What will Kapi do?
I mean, he's going to immediately close it and put the picture back. And then he's going to try to sneak. Luckily, he's a rogue.
It's a rogue.
So I am going to, when you move into a location where, would this count as an enemy? No enemies can see you. You can use an action to become hidden.
In this case, I feel like with Cappy's feeling towards Cyrus, I'll say this is an enemy.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to use an action to hide. Ideally, like by the door in the corner, so that when the door opens, if he comes in, I can try to sleep out.
Yeah, sure enough, you hide behind the door. It opens, and Cyrus limps on in. You see he's got a cane in one hand, the cane he always uses to walk. And you made a hide check. You're hidden right now. As Cyrus comes in, he is kind of doing a brief look around everything. You realize whenever Cyrus walks into a room, you realized this a while back, and this is why you hid here. Whenever Cyrus goes into a room, he does a scan of whatever room he's walking into, whether it be military training or what. He always looks for it.
I am a rogue. I'm in the shadow.
You're in the shadows. His eyes cross to behind the door. The oldest trick in the book. His eyes kind of go there for a split second and then come back, because who would hide behind a door? That's like baby shit. So he kind of looks around. He does his quick scan, and he walks over to his desk and sighs very heavily. You see that he sort of looks out, mumbling to himself. And then he's sort of looking. You see he's looking out the window, sort of scanning. His back is to you. You see at this point, he pulls something out of his pocket. You see he puts it up to his ear. Is Kapi going to use this moment to try and sneak out, or does Kapi stay?
Kapi stays.
Kapi stays. You hear him say,
well, wait, I imagine that while he was doing that and walking over to the window, he starts sneaking out the door.
Yeah.
And then he hears something and he peeks back around because
he's peeking back around.
He's an idiot.
Yeah. Well, Kapi, is Kapi going to listen and risk being seen, or will leave and stay safe? Okay, very good.
But I am on the other side of the door now, peeking in.
That's true. You are peeking in as Cyrus kind of puts his whatever up to his ear. You see it's kind of glowing a little bit. It's got a bit of a glow. It looks like almost like a shard of crystal. Flat, right? Flat and rectangular, and he has it up to his ear. And can you go ahead just right now, just to set how terrified you should be? Go ahead and make an agility check for me.
All right, my agility is +1. That is a 15 with hope.
Wow, that's really good. Okay. So in this case, I will tell you, Kapi, you have nothing to fear, because you will be able to slip away after this. But you hear one side of this conversation. You hear Cyrus say, "Hey, it's me. Yeah, something's coming. I think something's big. Stay on the lookout. I'd really rather not get the kid involved with this. They're young. If they're doing what I think they're doing, then you all need to be prepared for what's going to come next. If I don't see you again, it's been fun." You see he just kind of slides in his pocket, sighs. You see he's about to turn around. You slip out.
I feel like I'm running into the town square or wherever the guild is, which I guess would be on the west side.
Nice.
But
You bust into
I'm
the town
looking
square.
for Kapi, and I think I catch Kapi coming out of the Adventurers Guild.
Nice.
And I just grab him by his shoulders and I start shaking him.
Whoa. What's
You were right. You were right. Someone's watching.
who's watching?
I don't know, but I don't think they have good intentions for the Apple Festival.
All right. Listen. You and I know what's at stake here.
Yes.
You want to get to Polaris?
Yes.
I have to get out of here. We also have to protect Scarlet and your mother
And Pistachio.
and Pistachio and their family, and especially Pistachio.
Of course.
So let's not tell them what you saw.
Okay. And that will protect them.
We'll protect them.
Very good. As you walk away, we, the audience, linger. We go inside the guild to see Cyrus leaning up against a wall, hearing that conversation. And we fade as last-minute preparations occur. And we'll end our session here. And next we meet will be the Apple Festival. Tune in for the
Hey.
final moments of this very first arc.
I'm actually horrified.
As we go to the
I'm
Apple
actually
Festival.
scared.
I'm so
I've never
Oh.
been this on edge about a
Oh,
festival.
the Apple Festival will
before.
be so fun, you guys.
We're gonna
You can
play
go-
games.
We're gonna
go
play. Wait. I
You
have
go
a
apple bobbing.
Yeah, there's a list. We have games and a stage. There's gonna be theater and petting pens.
You're gonna get to find out what the game
I'm
Applejack
glad you were
is.
taking notes.
on my phone because I forgot my pen.
Well, thank you once again for listening here. Once again, shout out to Darrington Press for creating Daggerheart. We're still in beta. Can't wait to see what the final release will be. And from me to you to yours, good night.
Oh my god, please, guys, please! I swear.
No, Rowan.
Please
No,
do. Oh my god,
no.
do you know how many
Rowan,
people
do you know how
want
much we have to
weekly
edit it?
releases?
Do you-
I understand,
It takes a
but
while.
like just like
it takes a little bit.
do a little
We
bit
don't
of Red
just
Bull and it'll be
upload.
fine. Just like you got it.
Red
like
Bull?
a quick
Whoa, everybody.
editing.
Settle down, everyone. It's
my
me, your GM, Isaac Allen Burns, here to step into this brawl to tell y'all the good news that we'll be doing weekly releases up until our finale. The final episode of Arc 1 releases on May 20th. And if you've been paying attention, you'll know that May 20th is the day that the official Daggerheart release happens. So look on out for that. Next week, we're going to have a special episode featuring Pistachio's little adventure while Kapi was getting laid. So keep on eyes on that and squawk on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Squawk.
Hey, it's a podcast.